And we're live here on the Northstar Network on YouTube. I'm Joey Cox, your play-by-play commentator. As it looks like we're getting underway, we're skipping the national anthem, Killian, as RFA starting here at bat.
Yeah,
they're not wasting any time, Killian.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a successful season there for the Northstars and RFA. RFA sitting at 7-8-1, Northstars at 10-5, and good news for the Northstars, if they are able to make it through this game, there's a chance they might get their catcher Ben Watkins back from injury. Broke his wrist earlier this year. He's back today to pinch run for the Northstars.
So starting off with a 1-1 count here, as we have Caden Calfas, the senior, on the mound here for the Northstars. As he opens up the Northstars defense with a 1-1 count, make that 1-2. After that one hits low of the zone, giving him strike two this at-bat. But yeah, Killian, you were talking about Northstars. I mean, this is a very solid season for them. They hit just 500 in SCAC Metro play, 4-4 there, and then of course 10-5 to end the regular season. But their hitting has just been very productive. I mean, Jaden Zimmer, he leads his team in all stats. A swing and a miss, and he's out of here. Caden Calfas opens up this matchup with a strikeout. But Jaden Zimmer, I mean, he leads the team in average, OPS, RBIs, home runs, and stolen bases. He's the only home runs Killian on the team are from Jaden Zimmer, who is playing shortstop today. 2 home runs for him on the season, so this would be a great game to get one in, Killian, for sure. But I mean, we gotta look at previous matchups here for the Northstars versus RFA. Last time they played, RFA was in this exact same spot in the quarterfinal round last year. They came away narrowly with a 4-3 victory. And that game, that was a tough one for the Northstars. They were down 3-0 in the 6th inning, and they rallied back with 4 runs in the 6th. Held off defensively in the 7th and came out with the 4-3 win. But yeah, Northstars, they haven't seen him at all this year. So we were talking to some of the players earlier today, and they were like, we have really no idea, because some of these players, they didn't play varsity last year. So you got a lot of new players. That's a swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Calfas as he looks to close out this top of the first very quickly. 2 back-to-back strikeouts for him.
This is the point in the game where both teams are just going to try to feel out each other's pitching strategy, what they're swinging at, what they're not swinging at. There is that one, it's a swing and a miss. But now you were mentioning about only 2 home runs this season for the Northstars earlier. Now it's important to mention that the Northstars did play several games at the junior high, which does not have a fence.
Right, exactly. So they can't count those.
That doesn't necessarily mean there haven't been more hits that were home run caliber had they been played on a field with a fence.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm in a. That's strike 3. He's out of here. 3 strikeouts to start off this first inning for the Northstars. Caden Calfas off to a hot start, but yeah. Killian, I know a lot of these players. I used to play baseball with a lot of them. Ethan Matthews, I didn't play with him, but I do know him personally from media communications. I have a class with him, and just know him from that. But we talk about the baseball games frequently in that class, and he was saying the same thing. I was like, earlier in the season, I was wondering, do you guys really hit home runs? Because last year, no home runs registered for the Northstars. But he was saying a lot of those games, because of rainouts, they were played at the junior high, and that led to a lot of hits that could have been considered a home run, or would have had enough, distance to make a home run in a fenced field, were unfortunately not counted statistically. But RFA, we don't know their situation with their fields, but they have no home runs on the season. But yeah. Just talking it up with our camera operator, Jack Mannion. But yeah, Killian, RFA just this season, it's not even been their hitting, even though they don't have any home runs. I mean, they have a lot of players over 300, 3-4 players on their roster who average over 300, and quite a few of their players have at least 10 RBIs on the season. So, you know, this RFA squad, they're not short of any excellent hitters. It's just really been their rotation, their pitching rotation that struggled this season. I mean, they have 2 players sub 3 ERA. Everybody else, and those are relief pitchers, Killian, that have only played 6-7 innings apiece. And then you got some of the players who are pitching, you know, 30s, 40s in the number of innings. They're registering about a 4 or 5 ERA, some of them even in the 10s. So it's really been starter pitchers that have struggled really for this RFA squad, and that's what's led to their 7-8-1 start here to the season. So Jaden Zimmer down now, shortstop here for the Northstars, leading CNS off here. But yeah, he's just been productive for the Northstars. 589 average leads the team. 1.256 OPS, 11 RBIs leads the team in both of those stats as well. 2 home runs leads the team in that, and 10 stolen bases leads the team in that as well. I think the second closest stolen base leader is Carter Petranchik with, I believe, 4. So passes him a lot. He's an effective hitter, effective runner, and as you were talking about, Killian, earlier, we may see some Ben Watkins action here as a pinch runner, as that's going to be ball 2, 2-0 count here to start off Jaden Zimmer's first at-bat in this quarterfinal matchup.
And Zimmer, he's a junior, correct?
Yes, he is.
So that means he has another year of eligibility, and with the production in his junior, you have to imagine he's going to expand on that his senior year. And with, I mean, production this high at the high school level, you'd imagine that he would probably have the college to continue baseball. So he seems to have a bright future ahead of him, as he'll take the walk, and Northstars at the first base runner of this game.
So 4 balls in a row here from RFA, as Jaden Zimmer, who's a productive runner, 10 stolen bases on the season, he gets the Northstars a runner on first. So catcher Kyle Kulikowski coming in here. He's the SBU commit. As that one is a nice bunt. Can he make it to first in time? He cannot, but that advances Jaden Zimmer as he moves to second. So successful bunt there for Kulikowski as he helps Jaden Zimmer advance.
With a base runner as good as Zimmer, I mean, you can do pretty much. It's very hard to handle him when he gets into scoring position. As long as the Northstars are able to put down a hit, and I mean that it was a great idea for them to make the sacrifice bunt there, because now you give him. There's he looked like he took a huge lead, and catcher thought about trying to pick him off.
Nice base hit for Williams as he brings Jaden Zimmer home. A nice slide into first, and the Northstars are on the board first. 1-0 your score.
And that's what I was saying there. I mean,
yeah,
he's very fast. You're not going to catch him if he's able to get a good lead. And a nice little base hit there for the Northstars. Our first hit of the game and our first run of the game.
Great job by Shakori Williams to bring Jaden Zimmer home. Shakori Williams with a 2.89 average on the season.
There. And that pickoff attempt did not work.
So the brother of Shakori Williams out there batting fourth. He's the DH for the Northstars here, as he sits with a 1-0 count. Make that a 1-1 count, as our camera operator and
found the very outside the strike zone there.
Yeah. As our camera operator, Jack Mannion, he was a little confused on that call as well. That one just outside of the zone looked like it should have been a ball, but ump for today, Pat Baker, he's calling that strike one. So 2-1 count here for Christopher Williams as he tried to catch Shakori Williams off guard at first. He cannot. That one just low in the zone. 2-2 count.
Yeah, Northstars have taken several large leads off base today. And there you saw our first attempt at a pickoff, but we'll see if the Northstars, if they end up trying to make these leads into anything now. They're definitely playing a lot closer. There's another pickoff attempt, which is not going to work. Second time trying to pick off Williams here in this at-bat.
None so far successful as we still sit with one out. That one hit high fly ball to right field. Oh, man. Had that been a little bit more left, that would have been a nice maybe double. But that just curved a little bit to the right as that's foul ball. 2-2 count. Northstars with a runner on first. Only one out here. Still plenty of time to progress and maybe get another on the board. It's that one low outside of the zone. Full count here for Christopher Williams. Williams, he had a hot start to the season. Now he's had a little bit of a struggle as that's out number 2. I think there was a little bit of confusion. I think somebody I couldn't tell they're killing. Did the RFA, did they think that was out 3? Or did the Northstars think that was out 3? A little confusion there.
It looked like Williams stepped off the bag at second for whatever reason, and then RFA noticed this, tried to pick him off, and you could hear one of the Northstar coaches down there are yelling, "Stay on the bag." Near disaster there. And here's another lead.
So grounder to first base there for Christopher Williams as Jeremy Palmer, 5th in the batting order. He's at home plate now, sitting with a 1-0 count. That one just outside of the zone. Interesting call there from the ump. I thought that one would have been a ball for sure, but no, 2-2 count. The pitch, low outside of the corner. 2-1 count. 2 outs here for the Northstars after Christopher Williams just grounded out to first. But a runner on second for the Northstars. Is that one? Oh, a mishandle from third base as Shakori Williams reaches third. It's actually shortstop there with the miss. Oh, no. Shortstop made his way to third. So third baseman for the Hornets, Mark Barone. He mishandles the ball. What should have been a routine grounder there. Jeremy Palmer gets a base hit off of that error.
We'll see what it's scored as. Currently nothing on the scoreboard in terms of errors.
It's all up to, I can't even read, Killian, what that says. Does that say errors? I can't even read it. But oh yeah, there's the errors. Okay. So far away. But anyways, yeah, no errors on the scoreboard so far. It's all up to the scoreboard operator and scorekeeper's discretion on whether or not that was an error. So 3-1 count here for Kevin Gunnup.
And a stolen base there for the Northstars. Yeah. Not even an attempt by RFA. They were not prepared for it.
No, so 3-2 count, full count here for Gunnup. 2 outs as Palmer steals second.
2 runners in scoring position, and Williams and Palmer.
So I guess it was a 3-1 count still. Okay, oh, what the heck? All right, 1-2, I guess. know, our scoreboard operator just as confused. I think that might have been Christopher Williams, or sorry, Jeremy Palmer's at-bat still up on the board. So 2-2 count. As Kevin Gunnup looking to bring home Jeremy Palmer and Shakori Williams. Full count now.
Bit of a gap in the center infield.
Interesting. If you can find that gap, that'd be a nice base hit. Nonetheless, the North Stars get another runner on base. Bases are loaded as Lucas Aiello steps up to the plate. Now, he's been a solid pitcher for the North Stars. 17 innings pitched. He's got a 2.06 ERA, 26 strikeouts. So, very solid pitcher for the North Stars. But when it comes to hitting, not as productive. He's got a 1.58 average. 2 RBIs scored. Looking to make it 3, perhaps 4 here if he can get a base hit.
On deck following Aiello, if he were to get on base, would be Lawson Weckeser, who comes into this game batting 148 with 5 RBI in the season.
So, start of the at-bat here for Aiello. Starts off with a strike. That one just to the right side of the zone. I'm calling that strike one. That one, high fly ball. As that one's going to make its way down. Lucas Aiello, he finds the gap. His helmet flies off, and he's got 2 RBIs. He's got a triple. I think he's got a triple. He does! Lucas Aiello with a triple. And he brings 3 runners home. He clears the bases for the North Stars.
And scoreboard only says 3 runs. It should be 4.
Yeah, he cleared the bases.
These pinch runners. Aggressive on the base paths today for the North Stars.
So starting off the count here. 0-1 to begin Lucas Weckeser's at-bat. That one's going to be grounded to second. So Weckeser grounds out, but not before Lucas Aiello clears the bases with his 3 RBI triple. Wow. And that one just managed to come out. I thought it was a high fly ball out there, Killian. But yeah. We'll be right back here on the North Star Network as North Stars back on defense. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network. It's Caden Calfast after a hot first inning. He's back on the mound. And after an explosive offensive performance by the Northstars, now Jack Mannion is joining us on the call here. He's camera operator as well, but he is also going to color commentate. Jack, I mean, wow, what a bottom of the first there for the Northstars.
Quite the first inning for the Northstars there, Joey. Aiello clearing the bases with a 3-run triple, and Calfas, a southpaw, with 3 strikeouts. So very hot start here for the Northstars.
Yeah, I mean, just you can't ask for a better inning, Jack.
No, you really can't.
Starting off hot with 3 strikeouts on the first 3 hitters in the lineup, and then your offense goes right back with it and scores 4 runs. So yeah, can't complain about that. It's Caden Calfas just start off a little shaky here in the top of the second, as it's a 3-1 count. Make that 4-1 as he walks Mason Russo, who's got a 304 average, senior from RFA. Definitely a much-needed base runner here for RFA, as they couldn't manage to get a single person on base last time. Seems like the Northstars turning the tides from our last quarterfinal. Starting off strong, this at-bat, 0-1 count. Back in the rhythm of things.
An update on the flag football game, the sectional championship game that the Northstars played against the FM Hornets. CNS ended up losing that game in a final score of 20-7. So the Northstars will take second in the section. And then a little MLB update for you Mets fans up there. Let's see, the Mets lead after 4-2 over the White Sox.
And for the most likely lone Phillies fan, if my dad is watching this game, Phillies up 1-0. Doubt there's any other Phillies fans out there. But if my dad is watching this game, then Phillies 1-0 versus the Braves. So that's a 2-2 count. That one just found its way into the bottom of the strike zone, as Pat Baker calling that strike 2. 2-2 count. That one high fly ball to right field. Man, Kevin Gunnup couldn't track that one down. Managed to find its way over his head, as Mason Russo.
Oh
man.
No. Oh, backed up there. Good backup.
But Mason Russo, it looked like he got tripped up after he rounded third base. He was going to go home, but he didn't have the momentum to round the bases and find his way home. As it looks like we're going to get a mound meeting here from Kyle Kulkowski. So we'll be back here on the North Star Network. Kyle Kulkowski and Caden Calfas going to talk things over. Oh, well. I don't know. They're faking us out here, Killian.
Very fast mound meeting.
Right? Not much to talk about.
What about the Yankees? Well, how are they doing?
Are they playing tonight? I'm a Yankees fan. I should know.
I'll check.
Jack Mannion, you going to check on that for us? Jacob Ortiz, 2.27 average, 8 RBIs on the season. The junior here at bat for RFA, looking to bring their runner on second and third home, as they are down 4-0 to the Northstars.
We're playing at 9:38 p.m.
9:38. So if for some reason we are still here with you, we will. I mean, I doubt there will be much game played there for the Yankees, as that one just found its way inside the zone, or just outside of the zone, as 2-0 count here for Jacob Ortiz. That one a swing and a miss. Strike 1. 2-1 count here. No outs so far.
Going back to the first inning, RFA, they were swinging at a lot of pitches outside the zone. And then that's how they were striking out. And so now looks like they've kind of figured out that that's kind of the North Star strategy. Just get them to swing at pitches that aren't really good to swing at. And all of a sudden, that strategy's not working, so they got to kind of change it up a little bit. Still no outs.
Right, but 2 back-to-back strikes here for Caden Calfast as he makes him swing twice. He's hit by a pitch. Bases loaded here for RFA.
That's not a strikeout.
No, that's not. Fortunate turn of events for the Northstars, but the Rome Free Academy Black Knights getting a break here.
CNS has gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle here. Bases loaded, 0 outs.
You got senior Tyler Locker out here for RFA. He's got a 2.26 average, 6 RBIs, looking to tack on a few more ribbies to that total as we get a mound meeting here from the Northstars. We'll take a break. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network as Tyler Locker, 2.26 average, senior here at bat for the Black Knights as he starts off with a swing and a miss, 0-1 count.
And this inning, RFA, they only have 1 hit.
Which is...
Yeah, I mean, with the bases loaded, there was a hit by pitch and a walk.
Right? That's unlike Caden Calfast. I mean, especially the hit by pitch. I mean, every pitcher is gonna walk some guys here, but hit by pitches, I think he's only got 1 on the season. So very rare occurrence for Caden Calfast, but nonetheless he does start this next at bat very nicely with a 1-2 count. That one's going to be fly out to left field.
And here comes the tag.
That's going to be a sacrifice fly. Yep, so a sacrifice fly from Tyler Locker brings Mason Russo home.
And Russo, he would have scored earlier in the inning. Kind of tripped up on the bag on the hit from RFA, or their only other hit other than the one that they just got.
That one hit behind us, out of play.
Into the parking lot.
All right.
Yeah, it's
wrong direction.
It's kind of the benefit of doing the softball games. You can see where all the foul balls land and kind of commentate if they land the JV game or not. Here, they just kind of fly up over us.
That one into the dirt. 1-1 count here with 1 out. Runner on first and second for the Black Knights as sacrifice fly brings Mason Russo home to narrow the deficit here for RFA. 2-1 count as that one finds its way into the dirt again. RFA still down by 3. But a solid inning so far. Is that one? It's going to be hit to shortstop. Oh, tries to get him at first. Should have went to second.
Mistakes from the Northstars here in this in the second inning here, costing them. Is now RFA 1 out. They've already cut the original lead in half.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they could have forced out at second, perhaps chance at a double play there for the Northstars, but now RFA going to get another runner in to cut the deficit to just 2, and now they got a runner in the corners, first and third here. So RFA looking to narrow the deficit even further as PJ Suma at bat here. You know, he's got 6 RBIs, which is 4th on the team in RBIs. He's got some more than some other guys who average much more. Braden Gifford, who averages 308, he's got 5 RBIs. But PJ Suma, despite having more RBIs, he averages 1.32. So, interesting statistic there. Usually, not all the time, but usually more RBIs means a more effective hitter, but not all the time. You know, that one hit could have been 3 RBIs. So it all depends. Infield in here for the Northstars. They were expecting a bunt.
No throw.
Very smart there from RFA. They lured the Northstar infield in, so then there's nobody to handle the stolen base.
So in scoring position here, RFA. 4-2 your score. Is PJ Suma a swing and a miss, 2-2 count, or maybe not.
I guess it's back to 0-0.
And 2 outs. Hit the sacrifice fly.
It looks like the umpires has track of it.
I don't know.
Punch out.
Well, that's
Okay.
a strikeout.
That's going to be out too.
Huge strikeout for Colfax.
So that's going to be out number 2 here. 1 away from closing this 2-run inning for RFA. So we get a quick mound meeting here. Not going to go anywhere as mound meetings between Kalfas and Kulikowski have been pretty brief, as this one remains brief as well. But good scoring position here for Braden Meeks with a 209 average. But yeah, Pat Baker definitely keeping track of things. At least we can watch him. Signal for the strikeout, so that's 0-1 count to start this at-bat for Braden Meeks. Just a sophomore. He's one of 3 sophomores on the 4, I should say, sorry. So fairly older team here for RFA. They got a lot of seniors, few juniors, 1 freshman, and a few sophomores. So they're going to be missing definitely a lot of players next year. As we get another mound meeting with an 0-1 count.
Meeks was also on the RFA varsity hockey team that made their way to the sectional championship game where they fell to West Jenny. He was one of when they played the Northstars. He was one of their more physical members. He was very in the face of CNS, and it caused the Northstars to take a couple of penalties in the hockey game. Obviously, baseball is much different than hockey, but you got to wonder if maybe that kind of mentality is kind of benefiting him right now, as the Northstars are already shaken, maybe trying to get in their heads a little bit somehow.
Speaking of hockey players, Killian, on deck for RFA is Dante Spirace, who is in goal for RFA. RFA ice hockey. So few hockey players on both teams. Jace Knoop as well, third baseman for the Northstars. He plays for the hockey team, defenseman.
Sprace, one of the top goalies in the section, if not the top goalie in the section. Very, very strong season for him.
So that brings up a 2-1 count with 2 outs, as Kalfas just 2 strikes away from closing out this 2-run inning for the Black Knights. So that one far inside, almost hit Braden Meeks, as that's going to bring up a 3-1 count. Danger zone for Kalfas, as he could give the Black Knights bases loaded once again. That one a swing and a miss. Actually, it was a little tipped there, but that's going to still be a strike nonetheless. So a full count with 2 outs. Next pitch decides it all. Unless Braden Meeks, of course, fouls it away. Keeps his at-bat alive, but swing and a miss. Strike looking. We'll see. Kalfas.
Runners are going to go.
The pitch. That one fouled away. Almost out of play. The netting saved it from hitting somebody's windshield. As Braden Meeks keeps his at-bat alive for one more pitch. Kalfas. He's looking, runners ready.
I believe.
Yep.
I believe Meeks called time.
Meeks just taking a second to recoup as he's back at the plate.
Now Meeks with a single here, he could potentially tie this game.
Kalfas, the pitch. That's just above the zone, and that's bases loaded for the Black Knights. So Dante Spirace, he leads his team in RBIs with 13, and he's got a .289 average. Can he bring some of his teammates home? We'll see. 4-2 your score, bases loaded for RFA with 2 outs.
Meeks in that last at-bat, he might have had a bit of a cramping issue. He was working his arm during the couple of little times that got called between the mound visit and calling time on his own. So was he able to work the count out and get on base? Definitely not a very comfortable thing to play through if it is a cramp.
Yep. So left corner of the zone was that strike to give us an 0-1 count. Now 1-1. Is that one high ball? Kulakowski had to jump up to snag that one out of the air. 1-1 count, 2 outs here. Spirace. That one a high fly ball. That one's going to pop out to Jace Knoop at third, and that's going to end the inning. Huge play from the Northstars. As that's going to close out the top of the second, the Northstars will have it back on offense in just a few moments. 4-2 your score. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network following that two-run top of the second there for RFA. North Stars back with it at the bottom of the lineup. Jace Knoop to round us out here. Jaden Zimmer on deck for the North Stars. It's that one, high fly ball. That's going to be caught by first. As that's out number one.
Mason Russo there, the catch for RFA.
But after a rough first inning there for Michael Catalano, you got to think he's definitely wanting some revenge here. Killian looking to shut out the North Stars here in this second inning. That one high, just outside of the zone.
The troubles for RFA didn't really start happening until 1-2 outs. North Stars, they scored 3 of their 4 runs with 2 outs.
1-1 count. As we did get confirmation, there was an error by RFA. We just don't remember exactly which one it was, but there was an error. Oh wow, interesting call by Pat Baker. Although it might have made its way. I can't speak today. Might have made its way into the strike zone as it crossed the plate there. That one, definitely a ball. So that's a 2-2 count here. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us here on the North Star Network. Please leave any questions, comments, concerns. Our producer will be going through those to let us know. Full count here for Zimmer. He had a walk in the first. Potentially another walk here, as we have one out here. That one definitely outside of the zone as Zimmer gets his second walk of the day. So Kulikowski, who had that bunt in the first to help Jaden Zimmer progress. He could bunt now, but although Jaden Zimmer, he's a pretty fast runner, but that could risk a double play. That one, oh, he can't get him. By the time he got up, man, mistake there from second baseman Carson Patnode.
Yeah, well, Patnode, he started to drift over in the direction, and in comes Ben Watkins, the pitch runner. We knew it was coming at some point.
Yep. So Ben Watkins coming in there for Kyle Kulikowski. Catcher and for catcher.
But like I was saying earlier, or if you saw the second baseman for RFA, he kind of shifted over towards second when the steal happened, and the swing there from Kulikowski, they weren't really ready for it, and so that kind of just confused pretty much everybody on RFA. So they weren't really able to get the throw off. But I mean,
and also by the time he got up, really, Kulikowski had pretty much made his way to first.
The defensive errors, or not necessarily errors, but defensive mistakes, have really costed
Corey Williams. They're able to get him out at first, but a runner on second and third now for the North Stars.
And Watkins now in his first time running since his injury, now is in scoring position after he advanced off the ground out.
Now, you talked to Ben Watkins today, and you were talking about his injury, and he was saying he was still gonna slide no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, definitely was not. I wouldn't say unafraid of re-injuring it, but I mean, he certainly seemed to be confident that his wrist could withstand it, and I mean that's good because depending on if the North Stars win this game or not, he could potentially be back by the time the semifinals or finals roll around out to hit. So
that'd be huge for the North Stars. Big hitter and huge, excellent catcher really for the North Stars. Ben Watkins. Kyle Kulikowski's been a pretty solid replacement.
Very big lead for Watkins, but nobody's really nobody's moving over the second to try to cover it. Because Watkins, he's kind of creeping up like he's doing right there.
That one outside of the zone. 2-2 count here for Christopher Williams. He had a ground out to first to give the North Stars their second out in the first inning. That one's going to give us a full count. So Williams inning on the line here. Full count, 2 outs, runner on second and third in scoring position for the Northstars as RFA looks to shut him out here in the second inning. That one, high fly ball. It can't find its way down. Not able to sit down as 2 runners left on base here for the Northstars. So we'll take a break here on the Northstar Network. Scoreless inning for the Northstars as RFA down 2 runs, 4-2 your score. They're looking to tack on a few more. Jeremy Palmer, did he have a hit? Nope. Welcome you back here on the Northstar Network on YouTube. As Caden Calfas starts off his time on the mound here in the third with a ball. 1-0 count as RFA looks to respond. Northstars did have a scoreless bottom of the second, but 2 runs scored by RFA in the top of the second to narrow their deficit. So they're looking to tack on a few more, tie this ball game up. It's that one almost hits Braden Gifford. He's got a 308 average, 5 RBIs on the season, as he looks to get a runner on base here for RFA. 3-1 count. Calfas with the pitch. That one, ball 4. It's number 4, Braden Gifford. Heads to first and gets a runner on base.
Northstars have had their trouble with rocking runners today for RFA. I'm unsure of the exact number of walks, but they've been able to take advantage of a little bit of a pitching strategy for the Northstars. It looks like Calfas is going to exit the game here.
Early changeup here for the Northstars as Landon Cook, the SU commit. The 2.95 ERA, 17 strikeouts, 21.1 innings pitched. The last baseball game we covered here on the Northstar Network. We interviewed Landon Cook. He had an excellent game. I'm registering 6 strikeouts in those last 3 innings. He also registered a save as he gave the Northstars the win as he comes out to the mound in relief of Caden Calfast. So he's going to warm up here. Might be a moment. So we'll take a break here on the North Star Network, and we'll be right back. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network. Mason Russo now at the plate here for RFA. Runner on first, no outs, as Landon Cook comes in to relieve Caden Calfast. Strike one. Good start here for Landon Cook. I mean, he's just been an excellent relief pitcher. He only had one shaky game earlier in the season, but other than that, he's just been solid for the North Stars. He makes Russo take a swing. 0-2 count. First two pitches here for Cook.
North Star outfield shifted over to the right a little bit. So if Russo's able to hit one into left field along the foul line, he will have more time to run. However, that's also closer to third base. So
that one, oh, they're gonna say he didn't swing or did? Oh no, I didn't.
He definitely swung at that.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. But I didn't. It didn't seem like he was walking away like he struck out. It looked like he was just like getting back into the groove. Didn't see Pat Baker with his strikeout call. Huge thank you to the rest of our umps here today. Jared Zepatello and Gary Bryson. They're out there at first and second.
A lot of balls have been dropped on the little pickoff throws and stuff like that today on both sides.
Lucky RFA's not taking those opportunities to steal. If North Stars make mistakes like that, as Mark Barone, he calls time. He's been an excellent. He leads the team in average. He's also been an excellent. He's just been an excellent hitter and pitcher for RFA. He's only pitched 7 innings, but in those 7, he's registered 3 strikeouts and he's got a 1 ERA. So not much allowed on that side of things, but 364 average, second in RBIs with 11 this season. As Landon Cook tries to catch Russo at first. Safe once again. 1-1 count.
North Stars have tried to pick Russo off at first like 3 or 4 times.
I know, at this one at bat too.
Max Fried-esque.
Right? That one just inside of the zone. 1-2 count. Pitch from Cook on the 1-2 count. He's taking his time. That one.
Let's call here.
They called time.
Oh.
Oh.
Barone calls time just before the pitcher began the windup.
That one. Are they going to catch him at second?
No, they can't.
No. I couldn't tell what the ump signaled. It looked like he signaled out, but no, he's safe.
Throws a little to the left of the bag. If it was just a tiny bit more to the right, North Stars had a chance to get him. So that one's foul tip back.
Still 2-2 count here with one out. It's Landon Cook. Looks to bring this inning to a close here. Still 2 more outs needed, but so far off to a pretty good start here for Landon Cook. He's gone up a 3.64 Mark Barone. That one inside, full count here. Marks the 9th pitch for Cook. Full count. Cook with the pitch. That one, a swing and a miss. He got him.
Cook is dealing right now, Joey.
Cook is cooking.
He is.
First strikeout here for Landon Cook. 2 outs. Is Jacob Ortiz. Comes to the plate. Runner on second here.
Ooh.
Tries to catch him. Makes his way back to the base. I mean, we kind of lost track, Killian, how many times Landon Cook has tried to catch Russo stealing. Oh, that one dropped by Kulikowski, although he manages to recover in time.
Near disaster there for the North Stars.
Eleven pitches so far for Landon Cook. Here comes the pitch with the 1-0 count. That one. Calling that ball 2-0 count. 2 outs now here in the top of the third. As the North Stars looking to get back on offense here after a scoreless second inning. Three and 0 count. Full count on balls here. As Cook takes a little bit of a breather, stretching out his throwing arm. Delivery of the pitch. That one, strike one, 3-1 count. Good recovery there after 3 back-to-back balls from Landon Cook. That one just finds its way into the right corner of the strike zone. That one.
Ooh.
Oh.
I thought that was a strike.
It's tough up here, Jack, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
Sometimes this vantage point, you're not as low down as the ump, so you can't really see the height necessarily. And because Kulikowski's out there, catcher for the North Stars, he's kind of covering up home plate, so it's kind of tough to tell where the ball is when it crosses home plate. So we may get it wrong up here in the booth. Perspective definitely makes a difference. So that one, a walk, runner on first and second here for RFAs. That's a swing and a miss from Dante Spirace, I believe. I saw a 2 flash. That one just inside. No, that's 2, but number 12, Tyler Locker. So 1-1 count. 2 outs. Landon Cook starting off this third inning fairly solid.
Nice.
That one a swing and a miss. Looking to close this one out.
One more, Landon.
1-2 count. Cook delivers the pitch. That one tipped behind home plate as Tyler Locker fouls it away to lengthen his at-bat.
North Stars have defensively been on the field for a long time this game,
I
much
know.
longer than they've been hitting.
Other than that long first, that one outside of the top left corner of the zone. 2-2 count. Landon Cook still got a little bit of room to wiggle with, but this next pitch, preferably a strike for the Northstars. 2-2, 2 outs. That one inside, full count for the Black Knights.
Some parents don't agree with that call.
Interesting one. So potential bases loaded.
Yeah, you saw the umpire immediately look at the North Star bench and be like, no, we are not doing this.
Landon Cook, top of the third, full count, 2 outs.
The crowd has suddenly come alive.
The pitch.
Got him.
Strike 3. He's out of here. Landon Cook closes out the top of the third. And the North Stars hold RFA scoreless in the third inning. So the North Stars will have a crack at it on offense once again to hopefully lengthen their lead and get some insurance. 4-2 your score. North Stars will be at bat in just a few moments. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network. Scoreless top of the third for RFA. It's the North Stars back at it here. Jeremy Palmer, he had that RBI single in the first. First pitch he receives at his second at-bat. Swing, pops it out to second base to end his at-bat. Kevin Gunnup, who scored a run in the first and walked on his first at-bat. He now heads to home plate.
Nice.
So quick early out here as Kevin Gunnup sits with an 0-1 count. That one, high fly ball. Oh, man. Based on its trajectory, I was like, oh, is that out of here? It looked like it had, just based on its initial trajectory, it looked like it had a lot of distance behind it, but maybe just a little bit too much spin on it, Killian. Just found its way back as that one's caught by right field. 2 quick outs. As we were just talking about how we've been streaming for an hour and we're not even done with the third inning, which is kind of crazy.
Was that that first inning there, Joey?
Yeah. Long defensive period for the North Stars. Both the top of the, really, all three. Top of the first, top of the second, top of the third. North Stars defensively, those were pretty long. And then that bottom of the first, Jack, really stretched out this game.
Absolutely, Joey.
That one. High fly ball. Oh, he can't track it down. Is that... Oh, smart decision by Lucas Aiello. So 2 hits for him on the day.
This will bring up Wekesser.
That was a good attempt there, Joey.
Yeah, it looked like he just kind of tripped on himself there. It hit his glove, but didn't find its way in. 2 quick outs, but Lucas Aiello manages to reach first. And we'll see if a scorekeeper counts that as an error, but that's the tough thing. Oh, he's going to find his way to second. Stolen base for Lucas Aiello.
Aiello.
But that's the tough thing when it comes to errors in baseball. It's all based on discretion. There's no real true definition for an error. I mean, there might be one scorekeeper that considers that an error. The official rule book doesn't really say whether in high school, college, MLB, doesn't really specify what constitutes as an error. There might be a lot of people who consider that not an error, just based solely on the fact that he technically didn't drop a pass or anything like that. It was just a missed catch. So we'll see if our scorekeeper awards that. Nonetheless, 3-0 count here for Wekesser. Yes. Michael Catalano in the danger zone as he throws ball 4. And a walk for Wekesser. So a runner on first and second for the Northstars. As here comes Jace Knoop, who had a fly out to first in the second inning. So Jace Knoop, who hits a .205 average. He's got 6 RBIs on the season. Looking to at least get the bases loaded so that we can get to the top of the lineup here, Killian, and bring a very productive Jaden Zimmer to the plate. Bases loaded would be ideal here for the Northstars with one of your best hitters. So 1-1 count for Jace Knoop's at bat. As he looks to at least get a base hit. As that one, it's going to be a base hit for the Northstars. Actually, it's going to be an RBI single. Can he get to third? Wekesser can. So no bases loaded, but Jace Knoop does get an RBI single and gets the Northstars a 5-2 lead.
And the inning could have ended right there with only just 1 run scored. And that could have absolutely been it, but the throw to Barone, he just wasn't able to bring it in, and it kind of got by him. He collided with Wekesser, who also almost got hit with the ball on the throw. Regardless, Wekesser saved, but now the Northstars 2 runners in scoring position. We saw this earlier where they had multiple runners in scoring position, 2 outs, and they were able to, and in that case, they did have the bases loaded and they were able to clear the bases, but very similar situation other than that to the first inning.
So, runner on second and third. And sorry, I apologize. I did say RBI single. I meant RBI double for Jace Knoop as he sits at second. Wekesser at third as they brought Lucas Aiello home. Only home runs on this team have been scored by Jaden Zimmer. 2 home runs on the season for him. 2 home runs for the Northstars. Maybe his third. We don't know. This is that's the thing about baseball. Like when it comes to MLB, there's no regulation for outfield distances, which I find kind of ridiculous. But I'm not quite sure about high school. But this is a college field, so this would be college regulation if there are regulation sizes. So I don't know if this would be different than Gillette. Probably a bit farther than Gillette, but don't quote me on that. As a 2-1 count here. 2-2, sorry. Jace Knoop. Jaden Zimmer. Big RBI double. As Jaden Zimmer looks to potentially clear the bases. That one. It's going to be fielder's choice.
Got
That's
him.
going to end the inning. So the one time Jaden Zimmer makes contact with the ball, that one is grounded out to first. Nonetheless, North Stars do manage to get a run here in the bottom of the third. We're heading to the top of the fourth. We'll be back in just a few moments. North Stars score 1, 5-2 your score. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network. Landon Cook still on the mound here for the North Stars. Carson Patnode with a 3.48 average and 8 ribbies. He's on the plate now. 2 balls to start off this fourth inning here for Landon Cook. Couple updates for some sports fans. 5-2 your score for the Mets and Sox game. And Oilers up 1-0 versus the Stars. Not an Oilers fan, but I am today. Go Oilers. And I was just talking to Jack Mannion, our camera operator and other color commentator. We may see the Yankees game, Jack.
Yeah, we by the pace of this game, I think we should definitely see the first probably 3 innings of the Yankees game, if not
MLB
more.
innings go fast, I gotta tell you. So 3-1, our count here in the top of the fourth. As a lot of time being asked by the hitters today. Carson Patnode asked for time.
They need to have a pitch clock in high school sport.
I know, right?
Baseball.
That one, high fly ball, out to right field. Routine catch for Kevin Gunnup. If we can get some more of those, Jack, hopefully this inning will fly by, literally.
Yes.
PJ Suma now at bat here for RFA. 1 out, nobody on base. As RFA's deficit has increased to 3 once again.
Nice play.
Great play by the North Stars. As Jaden Zimmer connects with Shakori Williams at first to give the Northstars their second out.
It's now the first time since the first inning the Northstars have retired the first two batters.
Yeah. Look at that. That's why Killian's the color commentator. Just keeping track of all that stuff. Although it's not bashing your play-by-play skills, Killian, just saying. You're also good at color commentating. So, Braden Meeks, I apologize. Sophomore with a 209 average. And that's another quick out for the Northstars, and that's going to close this inning out.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, they're out of here, Jack. I mean, that was a quick inning for the Northstars. Now we're cooking with gas. So the Northstars, quick 3 outs, retire their first 3 hitters, and we'll be back as the Northstars are back on offense. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network as Kyle Kulikowski at bat here for the North Stars. Lucky number 13. He had a single in the second, and he had a bunt in the first. So 1 for 2 today as he starts off with a 1-0 count.
North Stars 6 hits through 3 innings so far. So they've been making good contact. And now that's not to say that RFA hasn't made a couple defensive mistakes that have allowed them to get that hit. For instance, last inning there was a ground ball down the third baseline that was just out of reach.
Yeah.
And then obviously if we go back to the first inning where the North Stars put up 4, there was a ball that fell a little short of the outfielder's glove, and then the outfielder wasn't able to corral properly after. So North Stars have certainly taken advantage of some defensive mistakes from RFA today.
For sure. It's Kyle Kulikowski. 2-0 count. Make it 2-1 after that one hits the right corner of the zone. Corey Williams on deck. Is that one hit out of play right field?
That one is into the forest behind the stadium.
Somebody's going to be walking their dog. Although I don't know why you'd walk your dog in the forest. I don't know what I'm saying. Somebody's going to be frolicking through the forest, and they're going to find themselves a foul ball from Kyle Kulikowski. Is that one? I think that's going to find its way into the gap. Nope. Just a little bit left. It may have. But Kyle Kulikowski Now goes 1 for 3 on the day as he hits a fly ball to right field.
Too soon, Joey.
Too soon indeed. Gotta work on not saying things too prematurely, Jack.
It's okay. My crazy erratic predictions.
Right? Although they tend to be they tend to be scarily accurate, Jack.
I don't know how.
What's your prediction for this game, Jack?
North Stars will hold on 6-4.
All right.
Landon Cook will be the winning pitcher.
You heard it here, folks. Getting your bets now.
DraftKings.
Right, 1-1 count, 1 out. Corey Williams.
Oh my God.
That one hit off the glove of Dante Spirace.
That one sounded like it made a pretty big impact. You could hear that from all the way up here. And
Yeah, right?
we're behind a big layer of glass up here in the booth.
2-1 count now for Corey Williams, as he's 1 for 2 today after a grounder out to shortstop in the second.
There are now multiple balls on the Forest in right field.
So you're going to find a Kyle Kulikowski ball, Corey Williams. I mean, hold on to those. You know, you can, when these guys are in the big leagues, just be like, hey, look, got a foul ball from their high school days. So that's a 3-2 count. Full count here for Corey Williams.
Parents were a little incensed by the call there.
And that was pretty far in. Corey Williams had to. Oh, wow. He finds the gap. Can he get there in time? No, he cannot. As that's going to be out number 2 for the Bees defense.
Bees?
The Black Knights.
Black Knights.
Oh, did I say Bees?
Yeah,
You did
said
say
bees.
bees.
The Bees just played. Speaking of Baldwinsville Bees, the winner of this game will play the Baldwinsville Bees in the semifinal round, as they are sitting in the crowd here after their win versus FM. Another insect, Hornets. This team, however, is not an insect. I'm pretty sure Knights aren't insects, if I'm not mistaken. So 0-1 count, 2 outs here for Christopher Williams as he looks to keep the North Stars on the plate. That one hit high, out of play, right field. 0-2 count.
Joey, guess where that ball ended up?
In the Forest.
In the Forest.
Look at that, 3 back-to-back balls, right field, out of play, into the Forest by Kyle Kulikowski, Corey, and Christopher Williams. Coincidence? Probably. So, first ball here of this at-bat for Christopher Williams. 1-2 count. As he looks to get his first base hit of the day. He's 0 for 2 so far.
Boo.
Not. Looks like might have been time called there by the pitcher.
That one, strike 3. He's out of here. So that's going to end the North Stars' that's going to mark the end of the 4th inning here. We'll be right back for the 5th inning of action in just a few moments. One. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network. Landon Cook still on the mound here for the North Stars. As interesting call from the ref for the ump. Getting my sports mixed up. That one looked dead center in the zone, Jack.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hard to tell. That one was a little high.
That one was a little high. Just above his chest there, but the other one looked like Kyle Kulikowski didn't even have to move his glove. Looked pretty much dead center. So 2-0 count to start off this at-bat for Landon Cook. 3-0 count make it. Some parents not happy about those few calls there. It's Landon Cook. At one. Now he calls it a strike. That looked exactly like the first pitch of that at-bat. Could just be me. Nonetheless, that one is going to be hit as Landon Cook finds his way to first.
It's a great job covering first there. You know, mistake from Garrett Cole in the 5th inning, or Anthony Rizzo.
Wackeser and Shakori Williams looked like they were not quite sure who was going for the ball. They both went for it. Williams scooped it up, but then that left nobody at first. Lucky for Shakori Williams. Landon Cook was there to be at first to snag that one and get the North Stars their first out. 1-0 count. That one a little bit high to the right. That one, almost joined the others.
Just missed the forest.
Just missed the forest. Could have joined the other legendary balls out there in the forest.
Maybe it's a CNS only forest.
Yep, probably.
Oh, well, not
no,
anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore is
It's now a shared forest.
shared forest. Braden Gifford hits that one out of play to bring up a 1-2 count here with one out. Cook delivers the pitch. That
Close.
one just to the right of the zone. Could have been called either way. Nonetheless, that brings 2-2 count here in the top of the 5th. 4th inning went by pretty fast. That one, a swing and a miss. And the way he reacted to that, it almost looked like he celebrated.
Man, that was a lot of frustration there, and I mean,
Yes.
I mean, I can see why. I could see he tried to hold a swing at the last second. Just the human body is not really made to kind of make an adjustment so fast like that, and so he ended up
with
carrying,
such momentum too.
Yeah, he just ended up carrying himself around because that would have been a heavy swing had he gone all the way through with it.
Yep. So that one, strikeout by Landon Cook. 2 quick outs here for the North Stars, making quick work of this RFA offense. 0-1 count. Make it 1-1.
I will say Landon Cook has been in control tonight.
Yes. He really came out of the gates after he subbed in for Caden Calfas. And he's just been dominant since then. Wow, a high fly ball.
It's in the shallow center.
Into center. That one had a lot of speed behind it, but not enough distance. As the North Stars close out that inning, as RFA remains scoreless for 3 innings straight. North Stars 5-2 lead. We'll be right back in just a few moments.
2-1.
Welcome you back here on the North Star Network. As Jeremy Palmer, who had that RBI single in the first, fly ball in the third, here in the fifth. He's 1 for 2 today. 0-1 count to start off his at-bat.
A couple of insurance runs for the North Stars certainly wouldn't hurt them.
Yeah. So that brings up a 1-1 count. Thank you again so much for joining us here on the North Star Network on YouTube. Don't forget to leave any comments, questions, or concerns you have in the comments. We'll be checking those every so often.
Bit of a gap in the outfield on right center.
Yeah, I've noticed some gaps in RFA's defense, especially just kind of in that center to right section. They're pretty covered on left, but looks like center field just shifted a little bit left, most likely due to the fact that they're facing a right-handed batter. More likely to go left than right.
Now, if he's able to pull to right, or even the right center, that could potentially
be a nice base hit.
Yeah, I mean, if it's hit hard enough, that could potentially roll right through.
Be a little league home run, maybe, if you're fast enough.
Yeah, the throwing should be good enough in varsity to prevent that if you're RFA, but
although I've seen it in MLB before, so anything can happen. Nonetheless, a walk here for Jeremy Palmer as he gets the North Stars a runner on first.
Another pinch runner.
Yep, looks like we're going to have Jaden Gunnup, the University of Miami commit. He's usually in the starting lineup, not today, however, as he's out there to pinch run for Jeremy Palmer.
And his brother, Kevin Gunnup, is currently at bat.
Look at that.
And RFA, they seem to have somewhat closed up that gap. Center fielder's playing a little more to the right. And, I mean, it's still certainly there.
Kevin Gunnup, he usually doesn't hit. He doesn't have a lot of at-bats this season. Unless he was looking to bunt that one. It's going to be a strike. 0-1 count, but yeah, he's mainly a pitcher for the North Stars. He's got a 3.32 ERA, 9 strikeouts, and 6.1 innings pitched. He has had some at-bats, but not as much as his brother, for instance. So that one, foul behind home plate.
And Jaden Gunnup, he tried to steal there, and it was fouled back, so he had to go back, but otherwise he would have been in pretty easily.
Yeah. 0-2 count after that.
We'll see if he goes again. You'd imagine he wouldn't, though. That was a very high-looking bunt attempt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really? They're calling that a strikeout.
Yeah.
I heard it clip his bat.
Yeah, if you bunt with 2 strikes and you foul it off, it's a strikeout.
Oh, I did not know that. Thank you, Jack. I mean, I watch baseball, but I don't think I've ever seen that happen before.
Yeah. No problem, Joey.
Thank you. All right, so learning something new every day here. Guess that's a strikeout for Kevin Gunnup to bring up the first out of this inning.
This also brings up Lucas Aiello,
who he's been on fire, 2 for 2 today, with an 3 RBI triple and a single in the third. Excuse me, the RBI triple, a 3 RBI triple was in the first inning, but that one hit. Oh, almost joined the others out in the forest.
The forest of foul balls.
Right?
They gotta make that like a. That'd be funny, like a trees of balls, like forest of foul balls, I don't know.
The forest of fouls.
Forest of fouls. So swing and a miss there for Aiello. 1-2 count. as he looks to perhaps bring Jeremy Palmer home. Or sorry, not Jeremy Palmer. It's Kevin Gunnup or Jaden Gunnup out there. Pinch runner. That one outside of the zone. 2-2.
RFA still playing with a gap in right center.
Yeah.
There's a speedster out on the road somewhere. And that might have benefited the Northstars, but another foul is going to prevent Jaden Gunnup from advancing.
Those are Gunnup's wheels there that would just drove by.
I have to think maybe the that might have benefited Gunnup, the loud, distracting engine. But it was fouled back.
So 2-2 count. Make it a 2-2 count once again. Sorry, I don't know why.
Gunnup, he has just not gotten lucky trying to steal today. Every time he's tried to steal, it's been a foul ball.
Wrong place, wrong time.
And we got a delivery of new baseballs.
You'd think we wouldn't run out of baseballs. I guess it happens. Lucas Aiello, 2-2 count. 2 for 2 on the day. As they try to catch Jaden Gunnup stealing.
I mean, why not at this point? He's tried 3 times.
Right.
None have been successful yet.
Aiello.
They'll try again.
They'll try again.
Max Fried-esque yet again.
They're trying to make sure.
A lot of times Mac Fried is successful. We'll give him that.
They're trying to make sure Jaden Gunnup does not get a chance to steal.
That one high. Gonna give us full count here with 1 out.
Fried's had at least like 5 pickoffs this year, Joey.
Yeah, he's been pretty successful on the pickoff attempts. No successful pickoff attempts yet today.
No.
Oh, here he goes again.
That one.
Ball 4.
Ball 4. That's gonna be a walk for Aiello.
And so once again, the steal attempt does not matter because he advances on the walk anyways.
No, it doesn't.
And so we're going to get a mound meeting here for RFA. Looks like they're going to bring in a new pitcher.
All right, so substitution for RFA. Let's see who they're going to bring in here. Looks like
That'll be a senior Michael Catalano coming out of what may be his final varsity game.
Robert Jock, the third. I only took down the key player stats here. So he's going to, was it Robert Jock that was just talking to him? That's on the mound. Don't have positions on my roster, so I can't. So we'll let you know, hopefully, when we come back here on the Northstar Network, as it is going to be Robert Jock. So Robert Jock, the third senior here. He's out on the mound replacing Michael Catalano. Will be back after he warms up. welcome you back here on the North Star Network on YouTube as Lawson Weckesser, who's 0 for 1 today with a walk earlier in the third. He sits at bat now with an 0-1 count after Lucas Aiello gets to first from a walk, as it looks like 2 steals for the North Stars.
Double steal for the North Stars.
It was off of a wild pitch, actually. So the runner advanced to third, and then the runner at first went to second, and that was a very close play. Umpires ruled him safe, and the RFA parents and fans were not very appreciative of that.
It looked like he did slightly drop the ball there at second, which would have led to that. So Lucas Aiello advances on that stolen base, and the wild pitch leads to Jaden Gunnup moving to third for the North Stars. So scoring position here for the North Stars is Lawson Weckesser looks for his first base hit of the day.
Infield is playing in.
As that one
Booted
out of the glove of Robert Jock, as he drops that one. Weckesser gets a single. Runners on the corners now for the North Stars, as that brings Jaden Gunnup home.
Everybody's safe, Joey.
Everybody is safe. So only one out here.
Really just a worst case scenario there for RFA, besides giving up a home run or a double or something like that. I mean, in that situation, and when it goes off the pitcher's glove like that, you can't really do anything because just the runner's already going at full blast.
We're just going to go here, probably.
Jack's calling it.
Oh.
The runner did not go.
I thought they would do that to avoid the double play. That was my take on it.
That'll be the first strike. But they do only have one out, so if he did go and got caught, the inning wouldn't be over.
But if this holds right here, Jack, and RFA manages to score 2 more, your prediction will be true.
Yeah.
So Jace Knoop, 0-2 count. Is that one hit behind home plate?
That's if Ryan Jack can get out of this inning without allowing a run.
Let's see. I mean, he has a 4.04 ERA, 29 strikeouts on the season. So pretty solid relief pitcher here for RFAs. That one's going to be high fly ball. He can't catch it, though. It's going to be foul, though.
It's good effort.
So
you saw the North Star first base coach have to scramble out of the way of the incoming RFA first baseman.
So Jace Knoop keeping his at-bat alive. 0-2 count here, still with 1 out. Jace Knoop 0 for 1 today. He had that RBI double in the third. Or sorry, 1 for 2 today. Apologize.
And in the infield, there is a gap in to the right.
There's a little bit of a gap left field, too. That one almost hits Knoop.
Low and inside.
I don't know. It looks like he's a little shaken up there. Not quite sure. So that's going to be ball 1. 1-2 count here for Knoop. 1-2, 1 out. Knoop, a swing and a miss.
Make that 30.
Make that 30 strikeouts on the season for Robert Jock. So it's going to be out number 2. Now, here comes Jaden Zimmer. Zimmer down now. He's 0 for 1 today. Got 2 walks, 1 in the second, 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Didn't have an at-bat in the fourth. He had 3 consecutive at-bats in the first, second, and third.
Now, RFA, they can't let him get going because he can run, and we saw that earlier today. They can't let him start to get momentum because it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard to catch him if they end up in a situation where they have to make a distance throw.
He's gone.
Easy steal for Weckesser. Another fun fact, just about Well, we were talking about sport families earlier, although Landon Cook and Liv Cook are not related. But
No.
But speaking of sports families, what was I going to say? Lawson Weckesser, his sister is Paige Weckesser of the softball team, which I think I saw her out in the crowd. But
Probably.
You see where being a hockey goalie comes into effect there. For Spiraces, he had to
reach out to grab that one. So 1-1 count here, 2 outs. Jaden Zimmer, 0 for 1 today. Looking to get his first base hit. 1 for 2. Or 1 and 2, sorry. Not 1 for 2. Looking to go 1 for 2, though, here. Base hit would potentially bring somebody home or give bases loaded to Kyle Kulikowski. That one far outside of the zone. 2 and 2. Kulikowski, he's 1 for 3 today.
Now RFA, they officially right now they're down to 6 outs to make up the deficit. Currently it's 4 runs. A single potentially brings that to 6 runs. So this is a big at bat here.
Full count.
As now they're in danger of walking him for the 3rd time today. And we know he's a good base runner. Obviously, you can't really steal if the bases are loaded.
Right. Unless everybody steals.
That would be.
Which would
I
be
don't
very
think I've ever seen
improbable.
that, even in a major league game.
I don't think I've seen that ever. First time for everything. Swing and a miss for Jaden Zimmer.
Pearl Washington.
As that's going to be strike number 3. So Northstars go score, or they do manage to get 1 run there, but they do go scoreless after that. So the Northstars back on defense here. 6-2 your score. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network as we have a pitching changeup for the North Stars. Jeremy Palmer in there on the mound to relieve. I'm drawing a blank here. Landon Cook. Took me a second there. Landon Cook steps off the mound for the North Stars as Jeremy Palmer heads in there. Starts off with an 0-1 count. Make it 1-1. As that one falls outside of the zone to the right. Jeremy Palmer just been an excellent relief pitcher here for the North Stars. 1.26 ERA in 22.2 innings pitched and 20 strikeouts for him.
Now he pitched against Beeville last time they went to OCC.
Yes, that is correct. He had a pretty solid game. So the North Stars did fall to Beeville that one.
Walk-off walk, too.
Yep. That one, Clark Wallen. Oh, man. As Mark Barone is hit by that one to give RFA a runner on first.
And I don't know if that was a coach or if that was a parent, but there was somebody like screaming
Jeez.
following the hit by pitch. I don't think it was like anything bad. I think it was just more of like an excitement thing. But I mean,
Right.
It was very loud. I was startled by it.
And it wasn't Brandon Cook or Grace Villeneuve's dad.
No. So, hit by pitch there for Jeremy Palmer. Fouls it with the ball. 1-0 count.
Sounds like it might be the RFA dugout trying to get in the head of the North Star pitchers.
I don't know. But yeah, Clark Wallen. Wallen, I believe, is how you pronounce it. Oh,
Snap throw.
he's safe. But Clark Wallen, he closed out for the North Stars. He has brought down his ERA since then. But yeah, that walk. That one does clip the bat, but not going to make a difference either way because that's going to be strike 1, 2-1 count.
RFA is officially down to their final 6 outs of this game. They trail by 4. And a little interesting thing here, to score this game 6-2 CNS, and the hits are also 6-2 CNS.
Look at that.
Now, but interestingly enough, 0 home runs this game. That would explain that. It's just kind of how like the walks and hit by pitches have factored into the game today.
Looks like you paid attention to the scouting report.
Northstar, or the RFA will call time. It's Jacob Ortiz. Bish Ortiz is going to be in there for a strike, it looked like, and then the ball was kind of bobbled by the catcher for the Northstars, Kyle Kulikowski.
So full count here. Jeremy Palmer
Got
looking
him.
to catch him swinging as he does. Swing and a miss by Jacob Ortiz.
RFA now down to 5 outs. Still plenty of time though. We saw what the Northstars were able to do earlier in this game. They were able to make a big little second out, 2 out rally in the first inning, and it got them those 4 runs.
Swing and a miss there. There's a couple scoring updates for some Major League Sports. 2-0, the Yankees here in the top of the 9th.
They're the Phillies.
Phillies. Jay Romano looking to close this game out. And
that one swung on, and it'll be fouled back, and it hit something and bounced directly back, nearly clipping the umpire.
Not going to the forest this time.
Yeah,
although that's the forest of cars.
The forest of cars.
Potentially damaging some windshields. Had that one. Found its way out of the ballpark.
Swing and a miss.
And Jack was incorrect that time.
Update on the Game 4 East Finals. 69-64 at halftime. Pacers lead that one. And 1-0 here in the second period.
Punch out.
For the Oilers as they lead the Stars. What a strikeout by Palmer, as he's got 2 back-to-back strikeouts here in the top of the 6th. Looking for his third is Carson Patnode up at the plate for the Black Knights. Not the Bees. As we still do have Bevo players out there trying to figure out who they will be playing in the semifinals. That one hit to second.
Blooper.
To first.
Nice play.
Great play there by shortstop Jaden Zimmer. Zimmer down now.
Zimmer down now.
As the Northstars close out that 6th period and leave RFA scoreless since the second inning. I said period, thinking of hockey. Don't know what I'm getting mixed up in. Here we go.
Inning, Joey, inning.
Inning. So second inning was the last time RFA scored. They've gone scoreless since. The Northstars close that out, and they're going to be heading to the bottom of the 6th, where they'll be back on offense. We'll be back. Welcome you back here on the North Star Network on YouTube. Kyle Kulikowski at bat after Jaden Zimmer struck out swinging in the top of the fifth. So, not quite the top of the lineup here, but pretty close. Kyle Kulikowski, he's 1 for 3 today.
Final chance for the North Stars to tack on some insurance before the top of the seventh, which is where RFA will get their last chance to make a little bit of a rally. North Stars will see if they can add on an extra bit of insurance, get that full coverage plan.
Not quite sure if they called that one first. Yeah, it's going to be 2 balls as ump Pat Baker signals for 2 balls. Again, huge thank you to our umpires. We got at home plate Pat Baker and Jared Zepatello and Gary Bryson out at first and third. That's strike 2, 2-2 count.
Counts even.
Kulikowski has not struck out yet this game. Does have a fly out to right field. And he did ground out to the pitcher. Is that one gonna give us a full count? 3-2. Kyle Kulikowski has not walked yet today either. 3 at-bats, 1 hit, single in the second. Is that one strike 3? Kulikowski. It's the commentator's curse.
32. 24.
Am I supposed to know what that was referencing, Jack?
Oh, wow. 25.
Just throwing out random numbers.
This will be Shakori Williams
3.
at bat for North Stars. First pitch taken for a strike.
So Kulikowski strikes out to give the North Stars, or to give RFA their first strikeout of this inning. You know, fun fact, the first 3 innings, not a single North Star was struck out. And then they go to get three strikeouts in the fifth, 1 in the first, or in the fourth, I apologize. That one hit to right field. Shakori Williams gives RFA their second out. So 2 quick outs here for RFA as they're looking to
2,
get
2,
their
2, and 2.
2, 2, 2, and 2. As just a little update on the Phillies game. Phillies did come away with that victory. Dad, I'm assuming you got it on the TV and then you're probably watching on your phone. Dual broadcast going on. Dual baseball. 1-0 count here for Christopher Williams. He's 0 for 3 today. Grounded out to first, fly ball to right field, and a strikeout in the fourth. So he sits with a 2-0 count. That one, can he get there in time? He's out.
Great play.
Great play by shortstop. So the North Stars are going to be back on defense. Final chance for RFA to stay in this one. We'll be back in just a few moments on the North Star Network on YouTube.
Yeah.
Welcome you back here on the North Star Network as Lucas Aiello, the talk of this game, the star of this game, with that huge 3 RBI triple in the first. Out there in center field as the song goes. That one, a high fly ball. Is it going to find the gap? It can. Gunup tries to track that one down, and that's going to be a base hit double for RFA as they look to stay in this one. 6-2 your score.
Big stand-up double for RFA to open up this seventh inning of play.
You know, Killian, it's been a long day. I get you. We're probably going to be here in time for the Yankees game to start. 78-68 the score for the Pacers game.
We got pinch runner in for RFA. This is number 1, Anthony Veschio. Or Veschio. I'm not too sure how you pronounce that. I'm just going to say Veschio because that looks close. This brings up Braden Meeks, the sophomore, for RFA.
Well, another score update. Oilers up 2-1 here versus the Stars. And 78-68 your score. Pacers lead with 8:27 left to go in the third.
Ouch.
Ouch is right. That Cinderella run by the Knicks seems to be coming to a close. I mean, they look promising, I got to tell you. 1-1 count here for Jeremy Palmer. So runner on second for RFA as they are on their last chance here to stay in this one. That one
Fouled off.
fouled off, yep.
The staying in the at-bat is Meeks. No outs so far for RFA, so potentially they could try to tag if there's a fly out and get the pinch runner Veschio to third.
That one is going to join the forest of cars, I believe.
Let's hope nobody's windshield was lost from that one. As that one did not stay in play. That one went very out.
As M.E.T. Bank Stadium would say, that foul ball is brought to you by Comfort Windows and Doors.
Comfort windows and doors. Don't copyright us, please.
Unfortunately, no sponsorship.
No
For
sponsorship.
foul balls. That one.
That one.
Good poke.
Great base hit for Meeks. So that's an RBI single. Or sorry, not an RBI single, just a single. As now runners on the corners as Dante Spirace comes up to bat.
A little bit of conservative base running there for RFA. Hey, they didn't even think about sending the runner home. I mean, with 0 outs, though.
Smart.
Don't want to risk it. Because even if there's a fly out or even a ground out, you can try to get home off of that.
So we're going to get a mound meeting here by the North Stars. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back on the North Star Network as we get a mound meeting here in the top of the 7th. No outs.
Oof.
Is that one outside of the zone? 1-0 count.
RFA dugout very loud. Their entire season comes down to these next 3 outs.
That one
Out of play.
out of play.
Into the
That foul ball is brought to you by Comfort Windows and Doors.
that one is into the forest of cars.
And that
That might have been just short of there.
just short. So 1-1 count.
Pass ball.
And that's going to be a run for RFA.
More importantly, that's going to move Braden Meeks into scoring position now for RFA. So there's still 0 outs. You got 1 run. It's now 6-3. And here, if Spirace is able to get on base, that would bring the tying run to the plate.
Ooh, a little high.
Six-3 your score after that one. It's that one.
Ooh.
Just in the corner. Full count here.
The RFA dugout has come alive. You can hear them. They're banging on whatever they can find down there.
Full count. That one. A line drive. That's most likely. Yep. That's going to bring.
Just like that. 2-run game.
That's going to bring Meeks home. Nice RBI single for Spirace.
And the tying run now up to the plate for RFA. And now all of a sudden this game's been flipped on its head. Now they're in striking distance, still nobody out. I would not be surprised if maybe the Northstars try to change things up here. Maybe a pitching change if things keep going in this direction. Maybe going up to the mound again. And RFA, 3 hits in this inning so far. They've played great, and they've been able to make good contact.
You got to remember, Killian, too. If it does end up tying, or even if RFA does manage to take the lead, Northstars will have another crack at it. Although they will be halfway down their lineup, which does make it a little bit tougher for the Northstars. But you got Aiello coming up, and he's been hot today, 2 for 2. So if that were to come down to it, you do have some pretty good hitters coming up that have been hot today, as we do get a mound meeting here. Probably will be short, as Kyle Kulikowski likes to keep it brief. Longer than usual. He does find its way back to home plate. Jeremy Palmer looking to close this game out and send the Northstars to the semifinals. 2-1 count. No outs. 6-4 your score. A swing and a miss.
Nice. Much needed.
Much needed indeed. Excuse me. Braden Gifford. Swing and a miss. Full count. Or sorry, 2-2 count. That one almost joins the others. 2-2 count still. No outs.
That one nearly made it up to the roof.
All right. Runner on first for RFA.
I don't imagine you would send a runner here, right?
No, I mean,
Ooh.
he thought about it.
Come on, find it, Jeremy.
Full count. No outs. Jeremy Palmer had his rhythm in the 6th inning. Can he find it here in the 7th? Great job by Gifford to keep his at-bat alive. 3-2, full count.
And the longer Gifford extends his at-bat, the more frustrated the Northstars and Palmer might become. He might throw one that he normally wouldn't to just try to get a strike.
Now that happens a lot. Full count.
Got him.
Swing and a miss. Palmer with an excellent pitch makes Braden Gifford swing. But I was just about to say, Juan
Don't
Soto.
slam your bat.
What'd you say?
Don't slam your bat.
And something going on with the ump. I'm not too sure what's going on. I was motioning to the RFA dugout. They're kind of. It doesn't look like anything changed. Maybe it was their coach was at a question or a comment or something like that.
Jeremy Palmer. Great way to close off that at bat.
Oh,
That
no.
one pops up. Runner steals second. 1-0 count.
Tying run still at the plate. This is Mason Russo at bat. And Russo, he's had himself a game so far. Was able to get on base, and through some smart base running, was able to advance pretty well earlier in this one.
A swing and a miss for Russo. Great pitch from Palmer. But yeah, Jack, you would know Juan Soto sending his team to the World Series with that leadoff home run. That one a high fly ball to right field.
One more. Buckle up.
One more. And the Northstars are going to the semifinals where they will play the Baldwinsville Bees.
RFA down to their final out.
But yeah, Juan Soto kept that at-bat alive until he found the right pitch. Frustrated the pitcher. He threw a fastball to try to get him to swing and miss. And that led to Juan Soto's walk-off home run.
Against Gaddis, too. Hunter Gaddis.
So, starting off this at-bat strong is Jeremy Palmer. 0-1 count. Look, a little bit of a cutter there. That one. Sinker to the right corner. But it is just outside of the zone. 1-1 count. 2 outs.
Ooh.
That one, he wanted to swing. Would have been strike 2.
Bless you.
But a 2-1 count as he makes the smart choice of not swinging.
I clipped him.
Oh, it clipped him. Wow, so runner on first and second here as Jeremy Palmer just clips Mark Barone.
Winning run is up the bat.
Tying run the first, winning run at the plate, and now all of a sudden, potentially with a solid double, this game could be tied.
Jacob Ortiz. He struggled a little bit so far this game. Looking to tie this thing up, or potentially, if his team, who has no home runs on the season, if he gets a home run, that would take the lead. Not necessarily winning yet. There is still a bottom of the 7th. If this game were to tie up, or if RFA were to take the lead, there is still the bottom of the 7th left to play. Northstars will have a chance.
Remember, RFA, they're still down to their final out here.
Right.
So even if he does get on base, and RFA isn't able to put 2 runs through home plate, the Northstars can still close it out. I mean, RFA, though, they've done a great job storming back so far in this inning. With 0 outs, they were able to get 3 hits, bring in 2 runs, and now all of a sudden, it's almost a picture-perfect situation here for any kid who plays baseball.
All right, 1-1 count. That one, high fly ball to left field. Can he track it down? No, but that's going to be foul ball.
Down to their final strike.
1-2 count, 2 outs. Jeremy Palmer looking to send their team to the semifinals for the 2nd year in a row.
It all comes down to this.
I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe get a mound visit of some kind, or maybe even time called by the batter, but it looks like they're just going to go right into it.
1-2 count, 2 outs. Palmer looking to end this matchup. 6-4 your score.
It looks like we did get
Ortiz does ask for time.
Maybe just disrupting the flow of Palmer, trying to get him out of his zone.
Almost like icing the kicker.
Oh,
one.
Wild pitch.
It may have worked, and now all of a sudden the tying run in scoring position.
Base hit here could tie it.
Remember, he's still down to his RFA. They're still down to their final strike, but a base hit here potentially ties this game. And this one just progressively getting more interesting.
Very.
Jeremy Palmer feeling the pressure. 2-2 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Palmer nods his head. Potentially game-ending pitch. Here it comes.
Oh.
Ball 3.
Full count.
Full count. It all comes down to this.
Hitters count, too.
Man. Full count. 3-2.
Zim it down now.
2 outs. Palmer pitch.
Foul
As
back.
Ortiz.
Oh.
Oh. went over the netting.
Yeah, I think it landed up on the ceiling. You could hear it, the thump, and I mean, still down to their final strike. This is
Ortiz.
a very long final strike.
Jacob Ortiz keeping it alive. Full count, 2 outs. Palmer with the pitch. Keeps it alive once again.
Fights off again.
Ortiz. I've lost track of the pitch count here. We're at least
10.
10, yeah. We're getting to the double digits here on this pitch count. Jacob Ortiz at bat. Palmer just looking. Ortiz looking for the right pitch. Palmer looking to send him home.
Got him!
And a miss. He's got him. Jeremy Palmer sends the North Stars to the semifinals where they will play the Baldwinsville Bees. North Stars, 6-4 your final score.
How about them North Stars?
How